Hi, this is Andy Cato from Groove Armada at a windy V festival, sat on a hay bale for Global Cool. Well, actually, we've got our dream driver on our tour bus because, well, we've got two things quite special about our tour bus. One is, in a sort of, to try and minimise emissions, we've gone down from 2 buses to 1 bus, which means there's 16 people on there. So it's kind of busy. And the only driver who can take that is this very, very special man called Monk, who's been driving with us around for years and years, and he's a top guy. And to kind of sort of give you an idea of the spirit of the Groove Armada bus, there was an occasion when our tour manager Jamie, he took the old video recorder home. He was showing his wife, you know, a bit of footage from the tour, and she was going, "That looks great there. You know, what nightclub was that? Where were you?" He said, "That's not a nightclub. That was the bus." So we do have quite a special spirit on our vehicle, and only Monk could really put up with it. So hat off to Monk. Yeah, well, I mean, the party tends to go on for quite a while, then you try and get a little bit of sleep, but in the gap that remains, which particularly in places like the States is a long gap. You know, we do a lot of preparing for the next show. We're always sort of tweaking, improving. A lot of the new album was written between gigs on the last touring, so there's a lot of music writing goes on, just like with a guitar or piano or whatever. And so we do a lot of that, and yeah, I mean, at the minute I'm getting quite into the idea of being self-sustaining, so I'm doing a lot of reading about organic vegetable growing. Well, I have actually got a go-to busking song because I used to do a lot of busking when I was younger. So I used to do it on the piano because I'm a pianist, not a guitar player. But the one that guaranteed you a few quid was Imagine, because as soon as you start playing those chords, everyone just stops in their tracks, and all that kind of, you know, the consumerist trip into Top Man gets questioned, and you stand around there. It's just a hypnotic song, you know. With that tune, you can't go wrong. The last sort of proper book I took on was that I think it won the Booker Prize. I mean, it's called Wolf Hall, but it was a top read. That was about 6 months ago. But as I say, since then, I'm basically doing a kind of in my own time course in how to become self-sufficient. And there's so much to bloody learn that I've just got this load of books about organic vegetable growing, wind turbines, the whole bit. And there's a lot to take on board. So I'm basically just doing that. Well, the bus usually divides into 2 sections because you get a downstairs lounge and an upstairs lounge. The downstairs one tends to be more sort of having it and quite sort of house music driven. And the anthem there, towards the end of the evening, the anthem is always, there's a remix of Chris Rea's Josephine. It's the version Française, it's called. It's like a house Balearic absolute classic, and that lifts the roof off every time. Upstairs is more sort of bit of a smokier, mellower environment in which there's Blonde on Blonde, the Bob Dylan album, is never far from the turntables. I mean, tunes like Visions of Joanna when you're trundling down American highways are pretty special. Well, I think, you know, the thing about making it enjoyable is what you said, it's about the fact it's a group experience, you know, and that's one of the great things about the buses that go to and from this festival to the train station back to London. They're just a right laugh, you know, because you just meet like-minded people. And I think the problem with public transport at the minute is that everyone puts their bloody headphones on. And you just got to, my advice would be, lose the headphones, turn your phone off, and say hello to the person next to you. Well, the good one was here, actually, a few years ago when I came and did the gig and then stayed on about 24 hours longer than planned, which does tend to happen from time to time. And I caught the bus back, the double-deckers that run down to the train station. And I was on the top deck there, keeping myself to myself, and I had my tunes with me because I've been DJing here as well. And some lad had this battery-powered, self-contained DJ set up. And he spotted me, knew who I was and stuff, so I started DJing, and the whole top deck just went off. It was one of the best DJ gigs of my whole life. Hi, this is Andy Cato from Groove Armada live at the V Festival. Please log on to globalcool.org. We've got Russia on fire, Pakistan underwater, and the biggest piece of ice in history breaking off from Greenland. So please do something and get on a bus and a train. Every little bit helps.